PSA Airlines is a regional airline that is a wholly owned subsidiary of American Airlines Group. It operates as part of the American Eagle network. In today's video, we explore 21 PSA Airlines interview questions you will be asked during your interview. Each answer can be customized to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Before your interview, it's important to research the company and review the job description so you can incorporate key skills relevant to the job role in your answers. Question number 1. Let's start by you telling me about yourself. Start with a brief professional overview relevant to customer service, safety, or teamwork. Highlight key qualities like communication, flexibility, and poise under pressure. Focus on experiences that prepare you for the flight attendant lifestyle. End by connecting your personality to PSA's values and the aviation industry. I'm someone who thrives when I'm helping others, especially in fast-paced environments. I've worked in customer-facing roles for over 4 years, starting in retail, then hospitality, where I learned how to stay calm under pressure and quickly resolve problems. I've also lived in 3 different states, which helped me develop a strong sense of adaptability and cultural awareness. What I enjoy most is making people feel welcomed and taken care of, especially when they're outside their comfort zone. In my last job as a barista, I often had regulars who told me I was the best part of their morning, and that always stuck with me. I genuinely enjoy those small moments of connection that can turn someone's day around. That's a big reason why I'm excited about PSA. I've heard from current and former crew that PSA treats its people like family, and that the culture is one of honesty, opportunity, and growth. I'm looking for more than just a job. I'm looking for a team and a mission I can be proud of. PSA really feels like that place. Question number 2. Why do you want to be a flight attendant? Focus on what excites you about the job: variety, service, safety, or travel. Show that you understand the responsibilities beyond just customer service. Share experiences that show you can handle pressure, resolve issues, and stay composed. Keep the tone passionate but grounded. I've always loved helping people feel more comfortable in unfamiliar or high-stress situations, and being a flight attendant gives me the chance to do that every single day. It's a role that combines service, safety, empathy, and leadership, qualities I've built over time in past customer service jobs. Whether it's calming a nervous flyer or helping a parent traveling with kids, I enjoy making a real difference in someone's travel experience. What also appeals to me is the structure of the job, being detail-oriented, following procedures, and staying prepared. I know this career isn't just about handing out snacks. It's about being ready to lead in emergencies, assist diverse passengers, and represent the airline professionally. I love that each day brings new passengers, new places, and new challenges. It keeps things exciting and fresh. I'm also someone who values team dynamics, and I look forward to working with different crews, relying on each other, and creating a welcoming atmosphere on board. Becoming a flight attendant isn't just a dream for me. It feels like the right fit for my skills, mindset, and personality. Question number 3. Why do you want to work for PSA Airlines? Reference PSA's mission, regional role, or reputation for developing flight attendants. Mention the company's career path or values that resonate with you. Show that you've done research, not just applying randomly. Connect your personal goals to PSA's culture and opportunities. What stood out to me about PSA Airlines is how invested the company is in its people and their long-term success. I've read many stories of flight attendants who started here, felt truly supported, and were given clear pathways to grow within the company or move up through the American Airlines network. I appreciate that PSA is transparent about the lifestyle, the training, and what it takes to succeed. There's no sugarcoating, just real talk and preparation. The PSA way really aligns with how I approach work, putting safety first, respecting others, and being reliable. I'm not just looking for any airline job. I'm looking for a company that values its employees, provides excellent training, and gives back through mentorship and team support. I'm also drawn to PSA's reputation for professionalism with heart. It seems like a company where I'd be proud to wear the uniform. I'm excited to join a team that puts people first, values resilience and service, and gives employees the tools to build a real career, not just a job. Question number 4. What do you know about PSA Airlines? This question tests how much research you've done. Focus on PSA's role as a regional carrier for American Airlines, its core values, fleet size, or training reputation. You don't need to memorize numbers, but you should speak confidently about the company's mission and structure. Show genuine interest in how PSA fits into the larger airline industry. I know that PSA Airlines is one of the 3 regional carriers owned by American Airlines, and it plays a vital role in connecting smaller markets to larger hubs across the U.S. PSA operates under the American Eagle brand and has a fleet of Bombardier CRJ aircraft. What impressed me most is PSA's commitment to training and developing flight attendants. Many employees have mentioned how the airline truly invests in people and promotes from within. PSA is also known for its focus on safety, professionalism, and integrity, which I admire. I also read about the PSA Way, which emphasizes values like respect, accountability, and delivering reliable service. That really resonated with me because I think it's important to work for a company that prioritizes not just performance, but how that performance is delivered. PSA is growing quickly and has a reputation for building strong crews that work well together. That sense of community paired with real career progression opportunities is exactly the kind of environment I want to be a part of. Question number 5. What characteristics make a great flight attendant? List traits that reflect the unique responsibilities of a flight attendant: calm under pressure, empathy, teamwork, communication, and attention to detail. Don't just list them, explain why they matter. Use a quick example if needed. Show that you understand this is both a customer service and a safety-focused role. A great flight attendant is calm under pressure, kind to everyone, and quick to act when something isn't going right. You have to be someone who can reassure passengers, communicate clearly with your team, and follow strict safety procedures while staying composed. A strong memory, empathy, and patience are also important, especially when handling a variety of passenger needs on a tight timeline. And it's crucial to be professional at all times, since we represent the airline from the moment a passenger steps on board. In past jobs, I've seen how staying calm can completely shift the mood of a customer situation. A passenger might be nervous or upset, but when they feel seen and heard by a crew member, it can change everything. I believe a flight attendant should make every passenger feel safe, respected, and cared for, regardless of the circumstances. Whether it's serving drinks or helping during a delay, I know that how we carry ourselves makes all the difference, and I'm ready to bring that mindset to every flight. Question number 6. Describe a time you turned a negative customer experience into a positive one. Choose a real story that shows empathy, problem solving, and follow through. Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Make sure the outcome is positive and the customer left satisfied. Emphasize your communication skills and ability to stay calm under pressure. While working in retail, a customer came in frustrated because an online order hadn't arrived in time for a birthday. She was visibly upset and started raising her voice, saying she felt ignored and disappointed. I listened without interrupting, apologized for the inconvenience, and offered to check inventory to find an in-store replacement gift. I also gave her a discount and offered free gift wrapping on the spot. She was still upset, but I stayed patient and kept a calm, respectful tone. Eventually, she chose a different item and left smiling. 2 days later, she returned just to thank me and told my manager I turned her whole week around. That moment reminded me how powerful small gestures can be. Listening, staying composed, and finding a solution goes a long way. As a flight attendant, I know I'll encounter passengers who are stressed, delayed, or worried. My job isn't just about solving the issue, it's about doing so in a way that makes the passenger feel respected and taken care of. Question number 7. Describe a time you had a conflict with a coworker and how you handled it. Pick a conflict where you remained respectful and solution-focused. Avoid placing blame. Instead, show emotional intelligence and communication. Highlight how you listened, collaborated, or found common ground. End with what you learned or how the relationship improved. At a previous job, I worked closely with a coworker who had a very different communication style. She preferred to work independently, while I liked to collaborate and check in frequently. This caused some friction, especially during busy shifts. Instead of letting it build, I asked if we could talk during a break. I told her I respected her work ethic but felt we were out of sync. She explained she wasn't trying to be distant, she just focused better without interruptions. We agreed to touch base briefly at the start of each shift to divide tasks clearly. That simple adjustment made a huge difference. We actually became a strong team because we both adapted without taking things personally. The experience taught me that conflict doesn't have to be negative. It can be a chance to understand people better. In a flight attendant role, I know I'll work with different personalities, and I'm confident in my ability to handle conflicts calmly and professionally. Question number 8. How would you handle an angry or upset passenger during a flight? This tests your conflict resolution and de-escalation skills. Emphasize empathy, patience, and professionalism. Explain you would listen, validate their concerns, and work to resolve the issue within policy. Always mention involving the crew if the situation escalates. If a passenger became upset during a flight, I would first listen to their concern without interrupting. Many people just want to feel heard, especially in stressful travel situations. I would stay calm and respectful, keep my tone friendly, and avoid taking anything personally. Once I understand the issue, I'd explain what I can do to help, even if I can't offer exactly what they want. For example, if they're upset about a seat issue or delay, I'd acknowledge their frustration and offer alternatives, like moving them if possible or checking with the flight deck for updates. If the issue continued to escalate, I'd notify the lead flight attendant and follow protocol. The most important thing is to maintain a professional and composed presence. My goal would always be to turn a tense moment into a more positive one by staying patient, using clear communication, and showing genuine care. I believe that even if we can't fix everything, how we treat people in difficult moments leaves a lasting impression. Question number 9. Tell us about a time you went above and beyond for a customer. Choose an example where you voluntarily exceeded expectations. Show initiative and genuine care. Explain the situation, what made you go the extra mile, and what the outcome was. Focus on empathy, problem solving, and your motivation to help. During the holiday season, a regular customer came into the coffee shop where I worked looking extremely flustered. Her catering order for a local event had fallen through, and she needed a large quantity of coffee and snacks, fast. Our kitchen wasn't set up for big orders like that on short notice, but I could see how stressed she was, so I asked my manager if we could help. I took the lead, coordinated with the baristas to speed up prep, and even helped carry everything to her car. I also included some complimentary holiday treats and a handwritten note wishing her event success. She was so grateful, she teared up. And a week later, she brought in a thank you card and left us a glowing review online. That experience reminded me that going above and beyond doesn't have to be huge. It's about noticing when someone needs help and doing what you can. As a flight attendant, I'd bring that same mindset to every flight, looking for opportunities to make someone's day a little better, even in small ways. Question number 10. What does teamwork mean to you? Give an example. Explain that teamwork is about trust, communication, and shared responsibility. Then share a real story that highlights cooperation and flexibility. Make sure your example shows you contributing to group success. Wrap up with how that applies to airline crew dynamics. To me, teamwork means having each other's back no matter what, especially in fast-paced or high-pressure environments. It's about clear communication, staying flexible, and jumping in where needed, even if it's not your job. At my last job in a busy restaurant, one night we were short-staffed and orders were piling up. The front-of-house team was struggling, and I normally worked in the kitchen, but I decided to step out and help. I started bussing tables, running food, and answering customer questions, just to relieve pressure. Others followed my lead, and within 30 minutes, we were back on track. After the shift, my manager thanked me and mentioned how that kind of initiative set the tone for the whole team. That experience showed me that small actions create big ripple effects when everyone's focused on the same goal. As a flight attendant, I know teamwork is everything. Whether we're assisting passengers, prepping for takeoff, or managing a tough situation mid-flight, being able to count on each other is essential, and I take pride in being a reliable teammate. Before we continue, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching this video. You can download a copy of these interview questions and answers in PDF format by clicking on the link below and supporting my channel by making a minimum donation of $3. Your support allows me to keep creating valuable content to help you pass your interview and land your dream job. Thanks for your support and appreciation. Question number 11. Tell us about a time when you had to work with someone who wasn't contributing. Pick an example where you stayed professional despite frustration. Focus on how you communicated clearly and helped get the team back on track. Avoid blaming. Emphasize your patience and solution-oriented mindset. End with a positive result or lesson learned. In a previous job, I was part of a small team responsible for setting up a seasonal store display. One coworker kept disappearing during shifts and left most of the setup to the rest of us. At first, it was frustrating, but I didn't want to make assumptions. I decided to approach her calmly and asked if she was okay and if there was anything we could do to coordinate better. She admitted she was overwhelmed and didn't know how to use some of the new display tools. I took a few minutes to walk her through the process and broke it into smaller steps we could divide up. Once she felt more confident, her attitude completely changed. She became much more involved and we finished ahead of schedule. That experience taught me not to assume laziness. Sometimes people just need support or clear guidance. In a role like flight attendant, where crew coordination is crucial, I'd use that same mindset. Listen first, communicate clearly, and work together to get the job done smoothly. Question number 12. How would you respond if a passenger showed romantic interest or asked for your number? This tests your professionalism and boundary setting. Show that you'd respond respectfully while maintaining appropriate distance. Emphasize that your focus is on safety and customer service, not personal relationships. Keep your answer calm, mature, and polite. If a passenger were to show romantic interest or ask for my number, I would handle it in a way that maintains professionalism while being polite and respectful. I might smile and say something like, "I appreciate the compliment, but it's company policy that we keep our focus on providing great service during the flight. It's important to me that all passengers feel valued, but equally important that boundaries are clear." My goal would be to redirect the interaction without making the person feel embarrassed or uncomfortable. I'd continue serving them like I would any other guest, but I wouldn't entertain anything outside the scope of my duties. As a flight attendant, I understand that we're representing the airline at all times, and personal involvement with passengers crosses the line of what's appropriate. I'm confident in my ability to maintain warmth and friendliness while upholding those boundaries in a professional way. Question number 13. A customer complains about another passenger. What would you do? This question assesses your conflict mediation skills. Show empathy toward the complaining passenger while staying neutral and discreet. Describe how you'd gather facts and de-escalate without embarrassing anyone. Always mention following safety protocols and involving the lead flight attendant if needed. If a passenger complained about another passenger, I'd first listen calmly to understand exactly what the concern is. I would validate their feelings, something like, "Thank you for letting me know. I understand how that could be uncomfortable," and reassure them I'll look into it discreetly. I'd assess the situation without jumping to conclusions or escalating tension. Depending on the issue, I might offer to move the complaining passenger if seats are available, or I'd speak quietly with the other party to resolve any misunderstandings. For example, if it was about someone playing music too loudly or reclining their seat aggressively, I'd politely remind them of courtesy rules. If it involved harassment or anything serious, I'd alert the lead flight attendant right away and document everything. The key is staying calm, fair, and professional while maintaining the safety and comfort of everyone on board. My goal would always be to resolve things smoothly without making anyone feel singled out or embarrassed. Question number 14. What have you learned from helping others? Use this as a chance to highlight empathy, listening, and service. Talk about a meaningful experience that changed your perspective or taught you patience. Make the takeaway feel personal, not generic. Connect the lesson back to the flight attendant role. One of the biggest things I've learned from helping others is that everyone has a story you don't know, and kindness can go a long way, even when it's not acknowledged. I once helped an elderly woman with mobility issues at my retail job. She didn't say much, but I noticed she looked overwhelmed and unsure of how to carry her items to her car. I offered to help, walked with her, and loaded everything into her trunk. Right before driving off, she turned to me and quietly said, "You're the first person who's helped me all week." That stuck with me. Helping others isn't just about big gestures. It's about paying attention, noticing when someone's struggling, and doing something about it. That moment reminded me that small acts of kindness can have a huge emotional impact. As a flight attendant, I'd bring that same awareness and willingness to step in wherever needed, whether it's comforting a nervous flyer or offering help before they have to ask. Question number 15. How would you handle being away from family and friends for extended periods? This question tests your readiness for the lifestyle. Be honest but optimistic. Acknowledge that it's a challenge, but show that you've thought it through. Mention coping strategies like video calls or journaling. Emphasize your independence and commitment to the role. I understand that one of the biggest lifestyle shifts in becoming a flight attendant is being away from family and friends for extended periods. While that's definitely something I take seriously, I've already had experiences living in different cities away from home, so I know how to keep strong relationships even from a distance. I use video calls, group chats, and even old school letters to stay connected with the people who matter most to me. I also enjoy quiet time alone. I read, journal, or explore new cities between flights. In fact, I see being on the road as a chance for personal growth and self-reflection. I've always been someone who finds independence rewarding, and I think this role offers a unique balance of connection and solitude. Most of all, I'm willing to make that sacrifice because I believe in what this job represents: safety, service, and the chance to meet people from all over the world. That makes the time away from home feel like it's part of something much bigger, and that's exciting to me. Question number 16. What would you do if a coworker acted unprofessionally during a layover in uniform? This question tests your integrity, discretion, and understanding of professional conduct. Emphasize that representing the airline doesn't stop after landing. Explain that you'd assess the situation and address it calmly or report it through the proper channels if needed. Focus on respect, company policy, and maintaining PSA's reputation. If a coworker acted unprofessionally during a layover while still in uniform, I would take it seriously. Because even off the aircraft, we're still representing PSA. I'd start by assessing the behavior. Is it minor, like being a bit loud in public, or something more serious, like being disrespectful to staff or breaking company policy? If I felt comfortable, I'd quietly check in with them to say, "Hey, just a reminder, we're still in uniform and around guests or employees." If the behavior continued or crossed a line, I would document what I observed and report it through the appropriate chain of command. My goal wouldn't be to get anyone in trouble, but to protect the safety, reputation, and trust passengers place in PSA. As a team member, I believe we're all accountable to one another. Professionalism means doing the right thing, even when it's uncomfortable. I would want to be known as someone who respectfully upholds the standards of the airline without creating unnecessary conflict. Question number 17. Can you live on the first-year flight attendant salary and manage the lifestyle? Show that you've done your homework on pay and lifestyle. Be realistic but positive. Acknowledge it's a challenge, but you've planned for it. Mention budgeting, lifestyle changes, or prior experience with modest income. Emphasize that passion and long-term growth matter more to you. Yes, I've looked into the first-year pay, and I feel confident that I can manage the lifestyle on a flight attendant's starting salary. I've lived on a tight budget before, especially when I was working part-time while attending school. I know how to be mindful of spending, plan ahead for downtime, and prioritize essentials over luxuries. I'm not expecting glamour right away. I'm focused on building a career. I also know that the first year is about learning, growing, and proving yourself, and I'm prepared to make that investment. I've spoken with current and former flight attendants who said the early sacrifices were absolutely worth it for the long-term benefits, like schedule flexibility, travel perks, and career advancement. I'm coming into this with realistic expectations, a solid plan, and a mindset that's more focused on experience than income. Being a flight attendant is about passion, service, and opportunity, and I'm 100% ready to take that step, even if it means making short-term adjustments. Question number 18. Tell us about your favorite past job and why you enjoyed it. Choose a job that shares similar qualities with the flight attendant role: teamwork, service, problem solving, or fast pace. Explain what made it meaningful to you. Emphasize your transferable skills. Wrap it up by linking it to why you're now pursuing a role at PSA. My favorite past job was working as a server in a busy restaurant. It taught me so much about communication, reading people's needs, and staying calm when things don't go as planned. I loved the fast-paced environment. It kept me sharp and energized, but what I enjoyed most was creating small moments of comfort and connection for guests, even during the rush. There's something really rewarding about turning a stressful moment into a pleasant one just through good service and a friendly attitude. I also liked being part of a team where we all supported each other. It reminded me of a crew environment where trust and timing matter. That job helped me realize I enjoy dynamic roles where I'm constantly moving, thinking, and helping people. That's why I'm excited about becoming a flight attendant. I see it as the next step, a way to take all the skills I've built and apply them in a bigger, more meaningful setting where every day is different. Question number 19. How do you handle stress or pressure in fast-paced environments? Share a specific method or mindset that helps you stay calm. Use a brief example if you like, and avoid generic answers like, "I just stay positive." Show emotional control, focus, and resilience. Tie your approach to how it would help in the skies. When I'm under pressure, I focus on what I can control in the moment and take things one step at a time. I've learned that staying calm helps everyone else stay calm too, whether it's customers, coworkers, or myself. I breathe, prioritize the task at hand, and tune out distractions until the situation stabilizes. I also remind myself that pressure is temporary and clear thinking always wins. For example, during a holiday rush at work, we had a system outage and a line out the door. I took over crowd control, answered questions, and helped the team stay focused. We got through it, and some customers even complimented how composed we were. That moment proved to me that I can thrive in high-pressure situations. As a flight attendant, pressure could come in the form of a medical issue, an irate passenger, or even just a tight schedule. I feel confident knowing that I can keep my cool, think clearly, and do what's needed to make sure everyone feels safe and supported. Question number 20. What makes you stand out from the other applicants? This is your chance to highlight a unique mix of skills, traits, and passion. Don't brag. Be sincere and specific. Mention qualities like emotional intelligence, adaptability, or work ethic. Show that you've thought deeply about how you'd contribute to PSA. I think what makes me stand out is my ability to stay calm, read people well, and make them feel comfortable, even when things are hectic. I've worked in customer-facing roles where I had to manage crowds, resolve complaints, and still create a positive experience. I've also lived in different places and worked with diverse teams, so I'm used to adapting quickly and getting along with people from all walks of life. More than anything, I'm someone who takes pride in doing things well, not just fast. Whether it's remembering a regular customer's order or walking someone through a stressful situation, I'm always focused on making people feel seen and supported. I know a lot of people want to be flight attendants for the travel, and I'm excited about that too, but I'm even more excited about serving people in the air and building a real career. I'm not just looking for a cool job, I'm looking for a company I can grow with, and I believe PSA is the right place for me. And finally, here's the last question. Question number 21. Do you have any questions for me or for us? Always say yes to this question. It shows interest and initiative. Prepare 3 or 4 thoughtful questions that reflect genuine curiosity about the role, company culture, or training. Avoid questions about salary, perks, or time off unless the interviewer brings it up first. Use this moment to show you've done your research and are excited to join the PSA team. Yes, I do. Thank you for asking. I've really enjoyed learning more about PSA, and I'd love to ask a few things that are important to me as I think about where I'd fit best. First, what do you think makes someone really succeed during the initial training and probationary period? I know the first few months can be intense, and I want to prepare myself the best I can. Second, how would you describe the team culture here at PSA, both in the air and during layovers? I really value strong communication and support among coworkers, so I'd love to know what that looks like day to day. Third, what do you personally enjoy most about working with PSA? I think hearing that perspective is so valuable. And lastly, are there opportunities down the line for flight attendants to move into mentoring, recruitment, or leadership roles if they're interested? I'm looking for a place where I can grow and contribute over time. I really appreciate your time and the insight you've shared with me today. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.